In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to format, mask, as well as validate a US phone number with an extension, and for that matter, a social security number, because we're going to be using the same tool to accomplish this. And here's what I mean. As soon as you focus in into an input where the phone number must be entered, we get neat little formatting. And if a person leaves out one of the numbers, when he focuses out of the text box, the whole text box gets erased. And we could make it optional. We could make certain fields optional. For example, here's an extension, phone number with an extension. And if the person leaves out the extension, it will work fine. If he puts it in, it'll work fine. However, if the user leaves out one of the numbers from the phone number, it'll get erased. And here's a social security number example. And this applies to ASP.NET websites, regular HTML, PHP, what have you, because the tool we're going to be using is jQuery, works across all platforms just the same. So let's get to it. I'll be using Visual Web Developer 2010 Express, which is free and it's great, but you could be using any text editor of your choice. And so far what I've done, I created an ASPX page, but this could have been an HTML page, a PHP page, so on. I've added a few inputs, and if you're doing it in ASP, this could have been ASP text boxes. Just the only thing we want to make sure if you're using ASP is that you, instead of class, you put in CSS class, and you want to make sure that the text box client ID mode is static. But for those who are using regular HTML, we just put a regular input, type text, and we'll give it classes accordingly. So this is a phone text box input, and accordingly I gave it a class of phone. There's a phone and extension, and accordingly it has a phone ext class, and this is a social security input box with SSN as its class. So the first thing we're going to need is, of course, jQuery. Visual Web Developer 2010 comes with jQuery installed, even though it's an older version, but it's still there and it will work. So the first thing we want to do is put in a reference to our jQuery file. You can use Google CDN or Microsoft CDN to pull in your jQuery file, whichever way you like, works fine. And we need another file, which is a plugin for jQuery, and that's what's great about jQuery, besides all the native built-in functions that it has, which are fantastic. There's a plethora of plugins available for it, and one of them is called Mask Input Plugin by Digital Bush, and that's the first result when you do a search for jQuery Mask Input. And what you want to do is grab the minified version, or if you want, you could get the uncompressed, but minified works fine. I'm going to save it, and I'm gonna put it inside my website and the scripts folder, and here it is, and I'm gonna drop it right below the jQuery reference. Just to give you a quick look how it looks, we got a phone extension, and a social security inputs, and we have our jQuery and masked JS file references all the way at the bottom. Just easier to work that way. So what we're going to do is open up another script block, and first we'll reference the phone input, and the way it references is by its class, so that would mean .phone, in quotes, close parentheses, .mask, and here, inside here, we're going to provide the mask. So a US phone number format would be as follows, and we use 9s for numeric characters. Use parentheses, 3 numbers in parentheses, followed by 3 numbers outside of parentheses, dash, and another 4 numbers. And the next class we want to target is the phone ext, .phone ext, which essentially is going to be almost the same as our regular phone number, but then we're going to add an X at the end. Now to specify that some characters, some fields are optional, all we have to do is put in a question mark, and we're going to put another 4 numbers after that for an extension. But if the user doesn't type in any of them, it will pass the validation. And now let's do a social security, that mask, And Social Security, of course, goes 3 numbers in the beginning, followed by 2 numbers with a dash followed by another 4 numbers. Fix that up, this should be 9s. Phone number works. Phone number with extension works. If we leave it out, it works. However, if we leave out one of the phone number fields, it doesn't work. And social works. And also I wanted to mention that if a user tries typing in an alpha character, which is a letter, and something that's not a number, it won't work because we specified 9s, which stands for numeric characters only. So this is the easy and dirty trick of validating phone numbers and formatting them at the same time using jQuery with a plugin courtesy of digitalbush.com. Thank you very much.